Hey guys, this is Pastor Bell with just a quick word. And today I want to talk about compasses and cardinal directions and the layout of a sanctuary. A couple of years ago, I was making a sermon illustration point, and I referred to the wall behind the altar and called it the east wall. Well, after church, someone came up to me and said, "Pastor, you know that's not actually due east. That's really due south." And they're right. If you stick a compass on it as you're facing the altar and that wall, you're facing just about due south. But I was also right, because any wall that is behind the altar is liturgically known as the east wall. Now, in some churches, that actually works. Like that wall does face east. And in our old sanctuary here at Good Shepherd, if you worshiped here before the year 2000, you would have been facing just about due east precisely. But there's plenty of reasons, from construction needs to the way the land is laid out to the way the building is laid out, why your sanctuary is not always going to face an easterly direction. But still, we call it the east wall. It is a statement of liturgy, but more importantly, is a statement of theology, of how we are called to orient our lives. We call it the east wall because the sun, S-U-N, rises in the east. Why does that matter? Because we celebrate Easter, what our whole faith centers around, as the sun, S-O-N, rising at dawn. And so facing in that eastern direction reminds us that we are called to orient our whole lives towards the risen Christ, towards Jesus' death and resurrection and his teachings and how he calls us to live as God's people. And so when we gather for worship and we're facing the same direction, pretty much, we are facing towards the east, towards the rising of the sun, S-O-N, who is Jesus Christ. And you may hear this sometimes in Lutheran churches and also in Catholic and Orthodox and Episcopal churches, because this is a fairly universal idea, at least in the historic congregations. Now, if you have a different layout for a church, some churches are in the round, everyone surrounds the altar. Obviously, that is still okay, and it's perfectly fine however the church is laid out. But when we refer to the east wall behind the altar, it's not just a cardinal direction on the map. In fact, it may have nothing to do with that. But more, it is a direction that we are called to turn our lives towards Jesus and who he is calling us to be. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you are enjoying this increasingly beautiful weather in springtime here in Chicagoland, and I hope to see you soon here at Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. God bless. Bye now.